Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Sports Scope. We're back here live here on all links with the Mad New Yorker. We got top 5 biggest games of this week, and we'll go a little bit more into that. Sherrone Moore, it would be a disservice not to talk about him. Plus, Tennessee made a move, kind of slid under the radar this week, and I got the Mad New Yorker. We'll ask him about that as well. They've hired a new defensive coordinator and kind of did what I said they would do. And, of course, like I said, we'll recap last week. I got really hot. Don't know if I'll get hot like that again this week because I had some computer problems I had to fix today, but we'll see. Stand by, folks. We'll take our first and only break. Myself and the Mad New Yorker, who's backstage, will be back here shortly, and we will hit the ground running here on the Real Sports Scope. Hello, Sports Scope followers. The program has seen tremendous growth since going 5 days a week. I just wanted to thank everybody for your cash contributions and sharing the program with friends and families. Just a reminder, if you want to contribute to the program, go to the Cash App, the cash sign, and Sports Scope. There are other ways to contribute to the program listed at the bottom of the screen. If you want to advertise on the program, go to sports, that is sports with an S, another S, scope, SKOPE, at gmail.com, just like it's listed at the bottom of the screen. Thank you and enjoy the program. All righty then. I had to check and make sure that Michigan's athletic director is still their athletic director. I was checking the X app here. And have a round of applause here for Mad New York. Hey, Carlos. But hey, man, I wanted to thank you as well for coming on last night, along with the Big Tan and Rich guys. And again, Kenny, which is Tan. I apologize about the miscommunication with the email, brother. We will get you on next time, and hopefully, and I'm sure there will be a next time. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, appreciate you invited me over with those guys. They got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah,
they're fun to chat with. It's good to just get your opinion out with people that know football, and it was a good time. I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on tonight as well. So,
of course, brother. And, I'm pulling from me and you. I noticed those guys all picked different champions, big Ohio State guys. Kenny Della, who say Dick picked Georgia. And, of course, we picked Indiana with those Indiana boys on an Indiana night, like Tom Petty would say in the great song, Last Dance with Mary Jane. Listen, I wasn't going to send you this at first because we did talk about it a little bit last night. But like a lot of these stories, as the day goes on, the story gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And I'm talking about the Sherrone Moore firing, the supposed affair with the staffer getting arrested, still in jail as far as this morning is concerned. I don't know I don't want to say kidnapping, but supposedly the lady that accused him, the staffer, he went and bogged him. I guess you could say that's kidnapping. Went in the room, threatened to kill her, threatened to kill himself. People saying, well, we hope he needs to get squared away from a mental perspective. And I'm thinking, well, the allegation is cheating, and he seemed like to be upset because he got caught. We saw this with the Michigan State coach a few years ago. I brought up Bobby Petrino. Similar situation in Arkansas going back to 7, 8. I don't know how long that was ago, a while back, but that's funny. That guy, he was actually an assistant at Arkansas earlier this year. So if you can find a way to coach, you'll get another opportunity. I think it's ludicrous that people are acting like he's some kind of victim. He's close to our age. He's got to be accountable. If he can coach, he'll bounce back. He's got to lay low for a few years. What's your thoughts about the craziness surrounding the firing of Sherrone Moore?
There's a lot in the story that's going on. There's too much to kind of you and I just kind of talk over. There's still different types of evidence coming out as well. There could be somebody involved with them. They doing it as a tandem. People all stories of other people snitching, like from from the staff. So there's a lot too much right now going on, and like the deal is that you do the crime, you got to pay the time, and it's a sad situation because that's 2 years he's coaching there, and he could have probably moved on to greener and better pastures from that job. But it's just the way it is when you make a mistake in life. You got to kind of make up for it,
move on.
Yes,
Own
be
it, learn
accountable
from it, and move on. Right.
Be accountable for it, and at the end of the day, also not just be accountable, but be sorry and ask for forgiveness as well, man. Like being accountable just isn't acknowledging what you do. So it's also understanding what you did and why you got the consequences that was laid up upon you. So some guys just kind of they just do time and they think that's enough, and I feel like we lose in that as humans, as a community of people among each other, and even like it has nothing to do with religion. It just has to do with being respectful and acknowledging the other person. And you did someone wrong and dirty, you got to clean up that mess that you made with them. And if you're not even a religious person, just think of it as something that karma can come back and get you in different ways.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I am a Christian, and I don't mind talking about it.
Well, no, we're both men of faith, but we got to understand that how we live can be different.
We don't have to talk gingerly on this program.
No, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Currently living in the blue state, but
hey, when I lived in New York, I went to that Baptist church on West 68th Street.
Nice.
It's not totally antichrist up there.
No,
it's not like devil's advocate just because it's a blue state.
I don't.
My man, throw a punch. I'll do a counter on you, man. I'm
gonna do a little ropey dope over here and listen.
Flaggers up. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I gotta label these things.
I gotta do a little ropey dope over here. I'm not. It's not about like even person being a faith or religious. It's just the diversity that we live among. That we have people here. We have other people watch this show that that are they believe other things, and so. But I'm just saying,
I hear you.
We're people, and we have to respect each other, and we have to also understand that for anything wrong that we do, there's a consequence. So I'm not to get back to the story. I want to hear more about what's going on, and maybe we could talk about it and bring it back up when we talk at the college show, before the playoffs.
I'll absolutely.
Put a tab in.
Now, what do you think about these potential replacements? There's a lot of storylines, football-wise, surrounding this. I mean, you got one of the hottest prospects in the country to play there, and Bryce Underwood.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting to see approach here on possibly being the Bryce Underwood's contract with Michigan does not include in buyout, according. This is from On3. His camp is paying close attention to the next hire. You got candidates like Marcus Freeman, which I don't think. Why would you want to go to Michigan? You've already got Notre Dame set up. That's from Notre Dame. Lincoln Riley. Now, Lincoln would love to get out of town. Although they had the number one class in USC, you would have to get those kids to transfer all the way across the country there.
I mean,
another defensive coordinator. Jeez.
I feel bad for Lincoln Riley because they bring up his name every single season. It's like let this guy just coach and let him have his own his own type of career going, because it's like for every little opening his name is brought up, and I'm like, let him get the experience, let him live it up and see what he can get, get going. It's just every time you hear of a spot, you hear his name, and I mean that's kind of good, but it's bad in the sense
he'd like to get rid of. I don't think he's. I know he's not lived up to expectations there. They're not in the playoff, and you're at USC. There's 12 teams in the playoff, man.
I know. I know. It's me saying that too. I'm not jumping on this Lincoln Riley train, but I'm just, it's almost
he
like
does come up in a lot of jobs, though, don't he?
Yeah, and it's like hearing about Kiffin or just bringing his name up. Like, just stop already. Like, let's be real about the situation. And do you think Lincoln Riley would honestly take a job in Michigan? Not to say that Michigan's a bad situation for him. It's just
he took the job to Oklahoma, or he went from Oklahoma to USC.
Yeah, but that's
a lateral move.
It's I mean, Michigan is different though. Then he knows that he would have to face Ohio State.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like, so at least
but now he's got to face the Oregon. I mean, so it's
right.
Conference. I mean, I think I'll put it this way, folks. I think that Lincoln Riley and also Keelan DeBoer from Alabama, those are guys that they're kind of watching their back, saying, if I get hired away, that means I'm not fired away. You know what I'm saying? There's some Alabama fans that really don't care for Keelan DeBoer, even though they're in the playoffs after they got the crap beat out of them going back to the Florida State game. And then last year, with losing to Vanderbilt like that, you know, these guys call in the Paul Feinbaum show, those Alabama fans. He said, man, that's like sleeping with the neighbor's wife or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or your wife sleeping with the neighbor. You cannot, we can't get that out of our mind losing to Vanderbilt. Although Vanderbilt was better this year than they were last year.
Right.
And other names would be PJ Fleck from Minnesota. I think that would be a good name. If they can pull Fleck, that would be a good one. And, of course, Jared Finch from Washington. I don't think he's proven enough. What's your thoughts on those names? Those are 5 names.
You calling out names, and I don't feel like any of those guys, Michigan alum, are like, yes, let's get this guy. And I understand, like I was talking to the crew yesterday, Michigan alum runs deep. If Tom Brady and some of these guys say no, doesn't have, like, you know, some of these guys who got a lot of pull, they say no, you know, they're not going to bring a guy in and pay him top dollar to be there for one season to see if he's good enough to be a coach. I think they're going to pick somebody who is established and already has made a name for themselves, and not hoping that they can recruit and have one good season to try to keep their job either. So,
yeah,
you know, because they've been through it already. They did the Brady Hope thing. They did, you know, they've been through a few, you know, they got the former NFL coach, and then all of a sudden they got issues with recruiting and possible, you know, pre-NIL deals.
Was this staying Harbaugh's legacy even more when he leaves? They're on probation. And by the way, I always thought Sherrone Moore was a quick, easy fix. They were going on probation. They already won the national championship. They knew the fans were still going to be kind of hyped. And I don't think they knew he was going to be a good coach. They said, well, you know what? He filled in when Harbaugh got suspended and won those games. And we're getting pretty good. We're getting good recruits. We're getting Bryce Underwood, gave him a lot of money. Let's just keep him in here during the probation period, pay him $6 million. And then the probation will be off, and then we'll move off that way. I think that conspiracy is going around, but the more you look into this stuff with this Stafford, this seems pretty deep here.
Yeah, and another thing, too, is like you got spotlight on your team, and there's nothing that you can do bad that won't come up in the public relations because you are, you know, one of the top five power teams in the nation. So you actually have to be careful what you do and how you do things. And when you're in the spotlight, nobody's going to ignore anything. And what's worse is that it's all over the place. It's not just like at Michigan and it's, you know, Michigan State laughing at you. No, it's a whole NCAA football. And they're looking at like, okay, this is an opportunity for us to kind of sneak a few 5-stars before they start signing and committing all 100% to your school. So,
yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
It is fishy that this happened after National Signing Day too. By the way,
right? Like, so they were ready,
you know, but they can still find a way to get out of there.
Yeah. So Michigan, their administration, their the AD, they knew what was going on. This is what it sounds like. They knew what was going on, and they.
Yeah, I think he's in trouble too.
Oh yeah, and they handled it. I feel like they've been handling it the best way they could to try to keep it under the wraps. And like you said, let it out easily so that way after National Signing Day, they'll be okay. And but at the end, it's not okay. And these students can find a way to move. They have the upper hand anyway. So if the NILD doesn't, NIL deal doesn't go their way, they can just slide right out of it and just before school starts, go to another, recommit to another school. That's just reality, right? So
right. Well, it's an interesting story. You're right. We got to let more come out of it. Don't look good for Coach Moore, but it don't sound like this guy's a victim. It sounds like he need to take accountability. And that's what these coaches preach anyways. They just need to practice some of that stuff. Speaking of firing and National Signing Day, this totally got past me. Earlier this week, the Tennessee Vols fired their defensive coordinator. And I forgot his name now. Jeez. What is his name? What was his name? Tim Banks. Yeah. Fired Tim Banks. Said they should have fired Tim Banks. Thought, especially after Vanderbilt had put the kind of points on Tennessee that they did. Yeah, he had a pretty good year last season, not this past season, but the 24 season per se. But other than that, he's been with Heupel the whole time. They've had one of the worst defenses at the bottom of the barrel like this year, total defense. Heupel fires him on Monday. And then yesterday, I want to say that Jim Knowles was hired. Jim Knowles is from Penn State. He was hired away originally from Ohio State. This is a major, major upgrade there. Plus, they had the 7th ranked class. They had a very good class come in, according to 24/7, which averages all the sites together. That is big news. It sounds like that Heupel is really listening to what I'm saying here. Not me, but I'm sure all the fans around the country are saying that hey, Tim Banks, you've had plenty of time there. You've got to get that squared away. And I'm sure Heupel and his offense, they've got to manage that clock better and start wearing that defense out. You're going to have to slow that offense down. But I think this is a good week for Tennessee Vols Football Nation to make that next step. They get another stop. They beat Georgia. Tennessee's playing next week, Carlos. What do you think about all this news that happened with the Vols kind of slid on the radar with the Sherrone Moore stuff?
Yeah, I first and foremost, you have to give Banks his due. And Heupel gave him plenty of opportunities. He was an up and coming. He has been an up and coming coach on the defensive side. That defense hasn't been able to produce in the last 2 seasons when it really mattered, and so that does take effect. Like you said, they could be in the playoffs right now, but they didn't beat Georgia, and like when it comes to big games, he doesn't want to get stuck, not being able to get past that hump, right? Yeah. Right. So, but my thing is this: you picking up a guy who, yes, Penn State has had good defenses. They've had great players come through the system. He's made them play above average defense, like over their potential.
He also coached at Ohio State too.
Yeah, and he's got a lot out of these kids. And he's a gritty coach. But my thing is this: Penn State, what did he do to get over the hump or help James Franklin get over the hump? And I don't know if this is just like one of those lateral movement, like you said, like a lateral move, but by a coach. Maybe to get somebody new there, fine. Someone from Penn State, it's not a bad deal. Penn State have to pay Penn State the rest of what they owe him, and now he's going to be at Tennessee. But I'm not sure.
He was not retained. That's part of the story. He was not retained. Matt Campbell got hired as a head coach for Penn State. He brought his own guy in from Iowa State. He was not retained. He was
but there was a buyout. There was a buyout on his contract.
I'm sure Penn State bought it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So my thing is this: I'm not sure if doing this lateral move. I know it's something fresh for Tennessee, but I don't know if it's a better move. I just think maybe they try and see how it goes, but I don't know if I would. Who else? Maybe even. And I know he didn't do good in NFL, but they could have brought in the coach that the Patriots had last year and gave him a run at it. If maybe
the former linebacker coach there and linebacker for Tennessee, Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, right. And
I don't know if he wants to come back to the college game. That would have been a good idea to bring him on the staff at least.
Right, just to have that, just to get a couple of years coaching and get that because he was a good linebackers coach. He was a good assistant defensive coordinator, anyways. Yeah. And just to get back into winning mode, right? Because at UT they're at least going to win 7 games. So, you know, that was
what his relationships like with the team. Remember, he played for Farmer, so it's hard to see what his relationship.
Right. And even if they did bring him back, maybe they didn't want to get that whole like make Hypo feel like he was halfway out the door that they brought someone like him in. But I don't know. I just felt like they could have brought somebody a little bit more
pizzazz and recruiting.
A little bit.
He's 60. I like experienced guys like this. Look at some of the players. I don't know if he recruited Micah. No, I know he didn't. Take that back because he was working with Ohio State. Their defense greatly improved. Reading the stats on when he took over there, he's kind of like a hired gun at this point.
Right.
Knowles, and I just think Tennessee making this big splash. They had quite a few 4-star guys here. You still got the transfer portal coming up here. Maybe this will help them bring in some more defensive help on that side of the ball. And I'm sure Heupel knows, hey, listen, I've got to slow this offense down.
Right. Yeah.
Now, because now if okay, you got another defensive coordinator in, and you're still giving up 45 points on some of these road games. Okay, now it's me. It's my offense. I'm wearing my own defense out,
right.
You know, and it could be his rear end. I just like the fact that he's not one of these coaches that's overly loyal to his staff, and that don't make a good coach there. Sometimes you got to make tough decisions and take people's livelihood away. That's for the greater good of the program.
Right, and you also
know that when they sign up for it, by the way.
Yeah, but you also talking about a guy who won an award for college football defense in a couple of years, and he Banks. He didn't do a terrible job. It just wasn't enough to get over the hump when it mattered. And I feel like it's one of those lateral movements because Knowles is good coach, gets guys to overperform uses kids' potentials, but didn't get over the hump.
I hired him as a safeties coach. I mean, I just the guy had one good year technically. If you want to look at the stats, that was 24. He did not have good years prior to. It got gradually better here and there, but man, their road defense was just horrible. I mean, they were getting blown out of the water.
Okay, so let's say this. Let's say
Missouri game a few years ago.
I feel like they still a few players short in depth. Tennessee to beat these other teams.
Oh, recruiting's got to be something too. Recruiting depth on that side of the ball,
especially Georgia's so deep, man. Like they always go on, and now Florida they're gonna revamp with new coaching and get some players over there because they got new blood, and it's always gonna be that fight in the SEC. But I just I hope for Tennessee's sake that they can get something going because they have a team right now that they're just a few players short of actually making a run for it. So,
well, yeah, I mean, you look on a positive note. I still stand by what I said back in September when they played Georgia. I said they're closing that gap. They're closing that gap as far as the intimidation factor of Georgia. The kid, he missed like a 47, 48-yard field goal. He should have hit that. Tennessee wins in regulation,
The only thing I say that, Robert, is because there's now that team is going to lose guys this year, next year to the draft, and then.
Yeah, but their class, I think this is I may be wrong here, but I'm 99% sure I can cross-reference that this is the best class he's ever had. Ranked 7th nationally, Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
Number 1, number 3 overall prospect, top quarterback. Fiazan Love or whatever his name is from North Carolina, very highly recruited 5-star player from North Carolina there, and one of the top offensive tackles in the country. several defensive 4-star guys, not 5, but 4-star guys. I think, if you look at Heupel, he's gotten a lot out of these quarterbacks, and I'm sure in the back of his mind, Nico's one of those guys thinking, I probably should have just worked it out here. Look at the season. And by the way, this Aguilar guy may come back. Aguilar is also suing the NCAA, trying to get back, and it'll give this highly touted freshman, give him some time to sit on the bench and kind of learn from experienced veteran there. And Aguilar, I'd love to see that. But there's a lot of positive here. I did a 180 as far as outlook on Tennessee. I didn't think they was going to do nothing, but they waited till recruiting stopped or till signing day stopped, and then they went on and fired Tim Banks. But Banks got a job like the next day. He's a safeties coach at Auburn, so he's going to be fine. He'll be okay. College are making 7 figures also. It's crazy, So we got to do.
At least we go to the Jets.
Yeah, there you go. So believe it or not, Chief, I got very hot last weekend. I was up 2. We disagreed on 4 games, and I won all 4 of them, if you recall. And we can go over real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Chicago, Green Bay. I thought Green Bay would play well at home. I thought the defense would play well. I had a Super Bowl. I had a playoff-like feel in the game. Love the pass rush of Green Bay. Love the fact Green Bay is getting healthy at the right times. Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. And it looks like he's still got some work to do. Caleb Williams is going off script a little too much. But it was a great win there for Green Bay at home. What's your thoughts about Chicago, Green Bay last week?
Yeah, Green Bay did well to finally, that coaching staff is good. That defensive coordinator is good. I just don't know if they'll be able to keep them. I don't know if they'll be able to get over the hump. They're playing their own division game, and they did well doing that, but the rest of the league isn't a division. So they need to keep their heads up and they need to keep being positive. And look, that's one of the games that Love actually played well in. I'm not sure if he's underrated. I just think he's very inconsistent. And the Packers got a good day out of him. Who knows what we're going to see next week?
That's true. Houston, Kansas City, I thought with those 3 offensive linemen versus that wicked Houston pass rush really did get to Patrick Mahomes there. That was another one we disagreed on. I picked Houston on the road. Great win for Houston. Houston could be a dark horse getting healthy at the right time. If you can keep Stroud upright, keep Nico Collins there healthy at receiver and that defense intact. D'Amico Ryans, they're the number 1 points defense, in the NFL. And they showed it at Kansas City, winning them convincingly. It was like 23-13 or something. What's your thoughts on that Sunday night game last week?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Kansas City Chiefs, this was a game they had to win. I feel like if they lose again, one more game, that's it. They're out of the playoff potential, and they can't make a run at it anymore. So they backed themselves into a corner. Some of these plays, you would think that look, when you're on a run like that for Patrick Mahomes, they knew that they could get him on a run. That was really good coaching. I liked that the defense did that. It made the game not one-sided. So he was trying to be competitive, and it just goes to show that Patrick Mahomes don't trust his offense right now. That's the difference between last year and the year before that when they were in competition to being in the playoffs and running for a Super Bowl run. He just let it rip. He would always make the plays that he needed to make that he would usually make, but now he doesn't. He can't even do that because he can't throw the ball to anybody. He don't trust him, and that's not a good.
Well, he's rushing it because he knows he don't have time to sit back there and play around. Yeah,
but you just let it rip, man. Like you practice all the time. That's all you do. You practice with your wide receiver. Go do your route. I'm just gonna let that ball there because I know you're gonna be there.
They do need to work on more quick outs and stuff, and like quicks, like 2-step drop, like stuff Brady used to do.
Yeah, but I mean, Robert, you've been mentioning this for 2 seasons about Travis Kelce. He's getting old. This is the first season he looks like he's not ready to play at the latter part of the season. Last 2 seasons he was like, edging up, and he used to say, "Yeah, I'll be ready by playoff time. I'll be good." This is the first time he doesn't look good at all through the whole season. Like, and that's not good. That's not a good sign. And the problem is that's your safety blanket, man.
Games that he does have big games, they still come up short.
Your safety blanket don't even got too many holes in it right now, and it, you got nothing, and you got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and nobody to help, and nobody he trusts.
Yeah, that's true. In Indianapolis, man, your boy tore his Achilles, Daniel Jones.
But what I say about this,
that broken fibula. Now he's hurt all the time.
No, I mean,
I don't know what Indianapolis is going to do about the quarterback spot, man.
Phillip Rivers over there.
On there. Yeah, they got Phillip Rivers. They got an OG in there. I put him. I don't know if you remember Scott Bakula from that funny movie, Necessary Roughness. 38-year-old guy goes back to college. I put that out there on social media.
Mr. Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's what it feels like. I kind of feel bad for them, man. They've had some bad luck. They had such a great start of the season,
But I've been mentioning this, and it's a tell on the tape, man. Like, he cannot finish the season well. Like, he's very inconsistent. Even if he's athletic, you can't.
Because he runs too much and he gets himself hurt all the time. He plays reckless.
What he's done is been consistent, which is be inconsistent. So it's kind of like the Geno Smith situation. Like, he's a backup quarterback. Right. You made him a starter, and now he's playing like a backup quarterback. Like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you expected.
Yeah, and there's a possibility Phillip Rivers could be playing against Seattle this weekend. I like to use 5 games, but I could have put that one in there. But my good old freaking Quantum Leap up there, going back to that North Texas college, and that funny movie Necessary Roughness is freaking hilarious. Come out in 91. Still good. I've seen it about 4 or 5 times. Okay. A great win, though, by Jacksonville. Get the home win. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. You know something? I'm starting to think maybe that Baltimore simply may be checking out on John Harbaugh. He may have run his course there. I know Lamar Jackson he's playing at about 60%. I'm not taking Baltimore anymore this year, man. Pittsburgh, I mean, you can't trust anybody in that division, man. What's your thoughts about Pittsburgh beating them? Baltimore gave that game away 2 or 3 times, and then there was a touchdown called back by Likely where he looks like he took 2 steps in the end zone. The guy knocks it out of his hands. I don't know if you've seen that replay, but it looked like a touchdown to me. I lost a bet on that game because I thought the Ravens would sure win. What's your thoughts? But Pittsburgh finds a way to pull a rabbit out of another hat and win again.
Yeah, and the funny part was that this guy plays a good game. The wide receiver plays a good game. And then he goes and then he's hospitalized, but now he's I don't know. I mean, there's so much going on in Pittsburgh. It's I think we mentioned this last week. It's like drama, bro. It's like a
punctured lung or something. I hope he's all right. I read that the other day. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's back at practice and stuff like that. But I mean, Pittsburgh, I feel bad for the fans, man, because they're through and through stay with that team, and they try to bring them up, but this is going to be a tough year for you. And then even Baltimore too. Baltimore got really good fans, and they just the other day they left after the 3rd quarter. They're like, forget this game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm again, another team loses one more game, and that's it. They're out of contention. So
yeah.
That was just a bunch of bad games, man.
The division's so bad, they'll lose. The winner may be 8-9 or something. You know, somebody's got to win the AFC North.
Yeah, even if we do the top 5, when you do the top 5, it was so many bad games, or so many things in games that were bad. like, and it's calls or plays or bad calls by coaches. Coaches are like, I don't know. That's why I was mentioning to the team yesterday. It's better to watch college football because at least the kids are on the field playing. And but this whole thing in the NFL, it's just terrible, man. Terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Good win for Pittsburgh. Awful loss for Baltimore. Philadelphia, LA Chargers there. I had pretty close to the correct score. I said 23-20. I think it was 23-19, 22-19 or something like that. Listen, several interceptions there. I want to say 5 by Jalen Hurts.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, I don't know how he did it, but Justin Herbert pulls it off and plays with that broken hand. Good win there by the Chargers at home. Eagles look like they're slipping right back into it, man. Some old habits. Plus, hey, man, they're just not that good without Lane Johnson. How valuable is that right tackle?
What is in the water in Pennsylvania, people? What is going on with your teams? Listen, the best player the Chargers had was Jalen Hurts. Like, come on. Like, you couldn't even – you talk about the most consistent quarterback. Everybody's talking about he's underrated. Doesn't throw the ball. Doesn't throw interceptions. Goes and gives 5 away? Come on, man.
He can't – the more he throws, the worse it's going to – he's never been –
why isn't he running – why is he not running the ball? Why is Barkley not running the ball? What is going on? Like,
there's no hope for Barkley to run, for one thing.
My thing is,
he probably needs to run more now, and I don't like to see him run and get hurt, but at some point you got to do what you got to do.
Every time they do the butt scrum, they shoving him anyway, so he's getting hit, smacked up. You might as well use him as a runner as well.
Yeah, but 4 interceptions, no touchdowns for Jalen Hurts here.
Jeez.
And the one touchdown that Barkley scored, they pointed it out on Monday Night Football. There was a hold call that didn't get called there. So really the Chargers had that game won probably in regulation, So It is what it is. Like I said, that was one of the games I picked.
You got that one.
Alabama, Georgia. We kind of touched on this yesterday. Listen, man, I think Georgia's playing the right football at the right time.
Yeah.
Alabama, again, very one-dimensional. I think if you look at Alabama and the way they've played and the talent they've got and that lack of running game, Keelan DeBoer would be a pretty good candidate for Michigan because Alabama like to get rid of him. They've pretty much blown out there against Georgia. I didn't see that kind of win. What's your thoughts about that game?
We both picked Georgia, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They did pick Georgia there.
Yeah,
I didn't pick them to win like that, but I did pick them to win.
Right. And I thought it would be a kicking game, and it ended up being better than that for Georgia. Listen,
Decided for Georgia.
Yeah,
put the flag up for them.
Yeah, I'm happy that they went out there and played a good game. They were competitive. Alabama, I felt like the first half they were in it, but then they just kind of like you could tell they didn't have enough depth. Right, so, and I think this one
in a running game, and Georgia just sit back and say, "Okay, we'll pin our ears back, and go after Ty Simpson."
Right, they did exactly what you said. Just call the plays and let them play
play zone or something. Just let them throw the ball to you.
Amazing, right? Amazing. That's not even a coach. That's not even something a coach has to tell you. Your safety could go up right there and tell your linebacker, "Hey, let's sit up on this and try and have them try to."
Yeah. Now, I picked Indiana on Saturday night. I thought this game was a very competitive, exciting, even though it was just 13-10. It was a play-by-play game because you got great quarterback there, really good quarterback, potentially number 1 pick, and you got really good defense, best defense in the country, and he made pinpoint throws. Charlie Bunker, I think his name, number 80 from Indiana. Gus Johnson, Charlie.Big from Nashville, Tennessee, made big catch after big catch in that game. I was a little worried about Mendoza's. It was the first, second play of the game. He gets laid out. He later says he just had the wind knocked out of him. A lot of people were nervous, including myself. Indiana pulls it off, man. Great win by Indiana. What's your thoughts about that game, man?
Yeah, that defense bullied that O-line of
They
the
did,
Buckeyes,
didn't
and they showed out. They played out like they're the best defense in the nation, and they are right now the best defense in the nation. And because they're the only Indiana's the only team that was able to get through to the quarterbacks of Oregon and Ohio State. And Ohio State hadn't played any other team.
Very, very uncomfortable too. Going back to that Oregon game, you're right.
Right, and Ohio State hasn't had anybody, or Oregon, they haven't had anybody else be able to rush the quarterback or get to the quarterback other than Indiana and doing what they do. So kudos to them. I just thought that Ohio State had a little bit more depth. They didn't use it, not at all. And that defense took them out. So defense wins the games at the end, and you're not throwing the ball. You can't get it to your special play guys. It's not going to happen. And I don't think Ohio State even made a game plan to try to do anything. I just think they were calling plays, but they didn't make any adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Julian's saying, and that's why I picked Indiana. They put 14 points on Texas defense, everybody.
Right.
Texas gave up, 35 points to Georgia. They gave up 38 points or something like that to Mississippi State. Vanderbilt came back strong against them. Their defense ain't quite that good this year. And you look at that, and I'm thinking this quarterback is not quite ready for primetime. That's why we talked about this on yesterday's program. I think they got a bad draw by losing that game. You got to go through Miami, Texas A&M winner. And then they got to go through Georgia, Ole Miss, and then possibly play Indiana again in the championship. That's a murderer's roll. 1, 2, 3 games. Even though there's a little bit of, I think last game's like 10 days, but it's not quite 2 weeks per se. I don't think he's quite ready. This is his first year starting. I'm talking about the Ohio State Julian saying there. And going against the guys that Colin Coward was saying that some of his scout friends are saying that Mendoza now looks like the number 1 pick, judging by those throws. Even though it was a low-score game, he made some NFL tight window throws. Even Urban Meyer says before the game, I said he should come back. After the game, I said he should go. Kind of reminds me of C.J. Stroud against that Georgia defense a few years ago. Even in a loss, he had a very good game in that game a few years ago. And now he's doing good, right?
Yeah, just throwing out darts. It kind of remind me of the game with Washington's former quarterback, now Atlanta Falcons quarterback. Just throwing and fitting it right in the window, like everybody talks about.
Yeah,
window throws and man, like you're just like, holy, this guy needs to just go ahead and get in the NFL already. So
to the windows, to the wall.
We'll see what happens. And Ohio State, man, you gotta step up the game, man. Step up the game.
Yep, step up your game, and they got some time to think about it. They'll be all right. Okay, so this week, let's see. I'll let you go first. What do you think about this? We'll start off, I guess, with Minnesota, Dallas. Minnesota technically still in it. Dallas coming off a rough loss there. This will be a pretty highly sought-after game. It's played in Dallas. Dallas 6.5-point favorites. What's your thoughts on that? I'll give you my analysis here in just a second.
Well, this game is a vital game for both teams. The team that wins this game is a team that's going to try to run it and get into the playoff position in their division in the NFC, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game. It's going to be in Dallas. The only thing is, like, are we going to see the same quarterback we saw last week? The rookie quarterback, like he's going to come back. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to be able to play in the big lights at Texas? And some guys just get lost in the lights there, and I'm not sure if they'll be. So I feel like this is going to be the Cowboys. I'm going to do it again, 27-24.
Yeah. Cowboys, by the way, folks, they will have our CeeDee Lamb was back practicing today for the Cowboys. They might not have left tackle Tyler Guyton, but Minnesota might not have Darryl Shaw back because he didn't practice either. That's their left tackle. And we know Dallas is pretty good up front. They're still weak on the back. So with J.J. McCarthy and O'Connell there calling plays, I think this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good, solid game. But I like Dallas in the end at home. 27-23. Win by 4. I think it's a 5.5 point spread, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about that spread because I do know that, and Minnesota defense can get after you, Yeah. They can get after you. They're well coached there, and even on the road, I think they'll keep it close. But, yeah, Dallas will probably bounce back. They've had extra time to prepare, and they're at home. Remember, they played last Thursday and got upset by Detroit, which I still don't know how Detroit pulled that game off. I'm still, 1 week later, I'm still trying to figure that one out for myself here. Okay. Yeah.
Jefferson hasn't had a good game yet. This could be a
big game. He may have one Saturday.
This may happen in the Dallas just so he can get maybe even someone looking for him in the offseason for a trade or something. I mean, look, they got 2 wide receivers that haven't been mentioned at all in the last 3 weeks. So I don't know. Let's see what Minnesota can do. It's so inconsistent, so bad right now.
Yeah. They really need a big jump in that quarterback position because they're pretty good everywhere else. Kansas City against the LA Chargers. Listen, the Chiefs have had 3 offensive linemen back, and they're having one of those 3 offensive linemen back. The best one, I think, what's his name? Tyler Smith, former ball there. That's probably their best offensive lineman, the inside guard there. And look at the fact that Justin Herbert sacked 8 times. Jared Davis had a good game against Philadelphia. And I do like the fact that, Kansas City isn't home, but the fact that the Chargers played overtime on Monday night, now they got to go on the road and play at a desperate Kansas City team.
In the early game.
Go on the road. They play, and you want to add that in there, throw that in there as well. They're under 500 on short weeks. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs barely here, 23-19. This will be a fun game. This will be an interesting game. Chiefs at home win 23-19 and keep their playoff hopes alive by an inch.
This is what I don't like.
Game,
This is what I don't like the NFL. This is one of those games that they should have just moved up.
You said it's at noon?
It's at 1 o'clock, yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, that's big for Kansas City, man.
I mean, geez, they should have moved this game up. They should have just moved it up because.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, Actually, I think it's a 3 o'clock game. Let me double check, man, because normally Denver or Kansas City usually play. No, I get those 2 mixed up.
So look, check this out.
You're right. I always want to put Kansas City at 3. It's 12 o'clock. So
they should have moved it.
Eastern. That's going to be. I like having those early games that are.
Yeah, but look, this is what happens if you're an NFL fan and your team sucks like the Giants. The Ravens game is at 1. The Eagles game, which they're playing the Raiders, but still, the Eagles game is at 1 o'clock.
Bounce back game. If they don't bounce back against the Raiders, they ain't gonna bounce back.
Yeah, I know. The only thing bouncing is gonna be my remote control. The Texans play the Cardinals, which isn't a great game, but it's still the Texans' opportunity to make a playoff run. The Bills are playing the Patriots at the same time. Like this is the Jags are.
Well, you got to watch Red Zone like me. You just watch them all when they're getting close. It goes to the game.
The only game I don't mind watching that I don't have to watch is the Commanders and the Giants at 1 o'clock. Because even the Chicago
game, I really need if you're a Tennessee fan or a Raiders fan, you really want to see the Giants come off a bye week and beat the Commanders, so they'll push them down in that draft a little bit. And if you're a Giants fan, you want to see them lose this game and stay up there.
Listen, with the Giants fan, you don't even worry about the draft, man. You can't even. Until you get a new GM, you can't do anything smart right now. Like
All right. So who do you like in the game, man? You're going way off topic here. Who do you like in Chargers and Chiefs? Chief.
I think the Chiefs are going to actually win this. Okay. Right now, the probability of them winning the game is 60-30, 65-35. So I hope the Chiefs win.
You just mentioned also in a 1 o'clock window Eastern time, Bills at the Patriots. Now the Patriots coming off this bye week, that'll be good for their running game, but they're still not going to have this Matt Campbell left tackle there. Bills big wild shootout won that Cincinnati game last week, and it looks like Spencer Brown was back limited practice, and that's a right tackle there, and it looks like also Joey Bosa was back there on a limited basis here. Weather's good. I think it's the fact that the Patriots are ran by a defensive-minded head coach. They're not the best running team in the world. That's what makes Drake May that much better. But that being said, Bill's got a decent pass rush here. I actually think Buffalo will win this game late. Pats miss a late field goal to tie the game, 27-24. I think with these players likely to come back and Matt Campbell still being out, that's a left tackle for the Patriots. I think the Bills win on the road, keep their playoff hopes alive. I don't think they're going to win this division, but it'll get their swag back because they did lose earlier to the Patriots at Buffalo. I think they return the favor and win another 3-point game there. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Rocky and Apollo Creed just hitting each other in the face. And I hope they do that.
Rocky movies, man.
Yeah, just going to be going into overtime. It's going to be a field goal game. I feel like it's going to be 24-21, and the Bills are going to win this by a field goal.
You didn't pick the Patriots. I thought you for sure you was going to pick the Patriots.
Yeah, I can't stand the Bills, but I can't stand the Patriots either, so it was a toss-up. I think Derek May's going to have a great game, but I don't know if Allen can sit there on a bench and be like, this kid's not going to beat me today.
That's what I'm thinking. That was my point. This could be another MVP game, like
right. And he's going to be like, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure this kid don't make me look bad because I know my defense isn't deep enough to stop this kid. Yeah. So they're going to have to go battle, and like the defenses are going to have to get in the trenches. And I think the team that can bend the most without breaking are the Buffalo Bills, because you saw that even when they played Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're a good defense and they're a playoff team.
No.
But they have so much more experience than the Patriots. So I feel like in this game,
yes.
I think with the depth and the experience, I think Buffalo's going to get. And it's cold, and it's colder now, and so I just think that this game's going to be all messed up, and it's going to be overtime, and it's going to be won by a kick.
Okay, but you're picking
the
Bills. Okay, this will be a fun, high-scoring game. Jared Goff versus Matt Stafford. I think this is the third game, if I'm not mistaken, that they played each other since this trade happened when Goff was traded to Detroit for Stafford. And listen, I love that. Huh?
This is your 3 o'clock game right here, boss.
Yeah, this is going to be a later game here as well. I thought this was a 7-something game. Well,
no, again,
3 o'clock?
Yeah, man. I feel like the NFL messed up in flexing some of these games, man.
Yeah, well, either way, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be a 1 o'clock game because it's at LA. Yeah, 3:26 Central Time, 4:26 Eastern Time. This will be a long shot for whatchamacallit, Taylor Decker, the left tackle, hasn't practiced today. And every time that I picked against him when he hasn't practiced, I've been undefeated. And hopefully for the Lions fans' sake, he will practice. But Brian Branch is out. He got hurt in that Dallas game. That's the safety. The young man out of Alabama, very good player, but he's not going to play. Detroit just cannot stay healthy. Rams are feeling themselves right now. Rams hadn't got a chance to beat this Detroit team. I do like the Rams 31-27, but I don't think it'll be that close. Maybe Detroit gets a late a late touchdown there to make it look closer what it is. But I like the Rams to win and keep their momentum going. And of course, the Lions, they're going to, fall back again, and they're going to be holding their breath. This will help other wild card teams, like we just mentioned, the Dallases of the world, try to maintain, and some of your NFC West teams that are also trying to also keep up in that wild card. Your Seattle's and your San Francisco's as well. What's your thoughts about that game? It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, it's gonna be competitive. The Lions be lying though, man. I told you, like, you finally got on my bandwagon.
Yeah,
I think the Rams are gonna win this one as well. It's gonna be close though. The Lions will be competitive. They're trying to stay in the playoff run. I just don't think that. I've never believed in Jared Goff, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And it's tough for him with the different OC, and I think the Rams right now are pumping on all cylinders. Yeah, they're balanced. They're more well balanced. The Rams are than any other team right now in the NFC in this division, the West. So I thought the Rams 32-24.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. This is, I think, probably the biggest game of the week. That's why I saved it for last. Green Bay at Denver. Listen, Denver, I get a sense they're just the luckiest team out there. All in one score.
I knew you was going to say that, Robert.
They have the 32nd ranked schedule coming into this season. They're the easiest schedule coming in this season. A lot of last-second interceptions. I mean, your Giants should have beat them, for crying out loud. Washington pushed them pretty hard. The Titans had a lot of turnovers in that game. They could have beat them in week 1. That being said, I gave the praises to Green Bay and their health. Jaden Reed looking pretty good first game back last week against Chicago. Christian Watson's been back about 4 or 5 games. He's played great, the wide receiver there. Love that defense up front there for Green Bay. They seem like they're coming together. Micah playing like a house of fire. But this game is in Denver. You got to watch it. It is going to be in Denver. But I do think this is going to be a Green Bay win. They're going to stop that long winning streak. I want to say they won, 7 straight? Denver has 27-20. I like the road team to get the win over the Green Bay Packers, or over the Denver Broncos. I like the Packers 27-20. Excuse me. Go ahead. Denver and Green Bay. Last game.
This is the type of game that Bo Nix shows out and shows up for. He's usually been a fourth quarter quarterback this season. Every game. And I made fun of him coming out because the elder statesman that came out and was already older than all the guys that he got drafted with.
Yeah.
So, but this guy, he plays better than Love. And he will outplay Love again. And this game is going to be close. This game is don't there's no doubt about it. It's going to be 27-29.
29-27 Denver.
29-27, and the Denver's going to win. And
they'll win another close game. Yeah,
they're going to win another close. And this is as well as that defense plays. Bo Nix's offense is going to play better because that's what he's one of those guys that he don't quit, man. And even with his tenacity and what he does at the fourth quarter, like you see that he doesn't give up. That energizes that defense as well. Because that defense, like, we still in the game, So they self-motivate each other, and they got this magic going on. And I call it magic because it's a chutzpah, whatever you want to call it. This team is well balanced. Sean Payton is a pesky coach. He makes good calls on he helped with that defense. He's doing good with the offense. Even better because they allowing Bo Nix to be Bo Nix as a quarterback. This game's going to be super close. It's going to be from a kick that they're going to win this game, but it's going to happen.
Okay. Gotcha, man. Gotcha. That cut my lead from 6-5. That's the only game we disagreed on this week. There's no college game. I told you I hated that when they did that at the beginning. I think the teams that did not play last week that are not top 4 teams, they should be playing this week in the college playoffs. Do you have anything else you need to plug before we wrap it up tonight?
Yeah, I'm organizing one of these podcasts for baseball. A lot of stuff happening in New York land, here in New York City, especially in Mets land. A lot of fans
are going to lose. What is his name?
They already lost him. Pete Alonso's gone. He went to Baltimore, signed a 5-year deal.
Okay.
Diaz,
whatchamacallit, the relief pitcher.
Yeah, Diaz went to Dodgerland. He got a deal, and then they sent Nimmo earlier to Texas.
Do you think they should have kept Diaz?
They should have kept Diaz and Nimmo. I think they
Alonso going to Baltimore.
Yeah. I mean, the two most important pieces they should have kept was Diaz and Alonso. I think those two guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and they lost them both, and I think we got to keep one or the other, if anything. But they didn't keep either, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna talk about it. Come check it out. It's called "What the Fork Ball's Going On," and
tag me with it. I'll watch it.
Yeah, man, I'm working on it tonight, so that way I could try to record it tomorrow or tomorrow afternoon. So.
All right, Mad New Yorker, everybody. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night. And everybody, I will see you next week here on Sports Scope. Thanks for listening, everybody. Enjoy the game.